Luka Dončić brushes aside joining Shaquille O'Neal in elite Laker podium. Doesn't matter. Came up big once again for the LA Lakers in Game 2 of their first-round matchup against the Minnesota Timberwolves on Tuesday night. He finished just shy of a triple-double, posting 31 points, 12 rebounds and 9 assists to help the Lakers even the series at 1-1. The performance made Dončić just the third player in Lakers history to score at least 30 points in each of his first 2 playoff games with the team, joining George Mikan, 1949, and Shaquille O'Neal, 1997. Asked by Taylor Rooks on TNT about joining that exclusive group, Dončić brushed it off. "That's fine, but it don't matter," he said. "We got to win no matter what. If I have 30, if I have 10. We just got to win. This isn't about a player. This is about the team." Dončić scored 37 points in Game 1, but Minnesota caught fire from deep, hitting 21 of 42 from three-point range to set a new franchise playoff record in a 117-95 upset win over the number 3 seed Lakers. In Game 2, however, the Timberwolves' offense stalled, going just 5 for 25 from beyond the arc. Julius Randle, 27 points, and Anthony Edwards, 25 points, were the only Timberwolves to reach double figures in scoring.
Thank you, Kevin. Luka, you are the third Laker to have 30-plus points in their first 2 playoff games. What led to offensive success tonight and making that history?
It's fine, but it don't matter. We got to win no matter what. If I have 30, if I have 10, we just got to win. This is about players, this is about team, and we just got to win.
Before the game, you and I talked about the physicality from Game 1. You said that you all let go of the rope. How did you hold on in this one and meet that intensity?
Yeah, we play hard for 48 minutes. You see from the start, we jump, we play physical, and that's how we got to play the whole 48 minutes.
This crowd would get pretty hyped whenever you were matched up with Rudy Gobert. How did you attack that matchup?
Yeah, from the start, I always say I like to attack centers. And the first, I got a little bit going in the first quarter, set the tone for everybody else, and I think we just go from there.
You also played some lockdown defense there in the fourth. How'd you show up as a defender tonight?
Yeah, I think I did great. The whole team helps, but it's not just about individual difference. It's about all 5 on the floor. We were great in shifts, and that's what we got to do.
Lastly, what do you need to take from this game into Game 3 to get another W?
We got to play the same way, same physicality. It's going to be hard. I remember playing Minnesota. The crowd is in. They have an amazing fans, but we got to stay locked in. It's us against them.
Thank you so much, Luka.
Lakers coach J.J. Redick almost loses his voice, cussing out Luka Dončić and others.
Didn't really change much. It was just the question of if we're going to be more physical or not, and I think we showed that, and we were there for 48 minutes. We got big enough first quarter. I learned from the last game, and we just stick to it.
You of course have experience with Minnesota from last year. You know what it's like as they go throughout a series. Playing in that building, how do you feel like that energy is going to be as you go there 1-to-1?
Oh, it's going to be high. I remember that they have amazing fans and they're very loud. So from the first moment, they're going to make at some point they're going to make a run, but we got to stay together. It's us against the whole arena, so it's going to be very tough. I experienced that, and it wasn't easy. So we got to stay together no matter what.
Luka, they cut it to 11 in the third. You guys were able to push it right back. I think a 10-2 run. Then they got it to 9 in the fourth. Again, able to hold them off. What were those moments like for your group? How do you feel like you leaned on one another to make sure that didn't get any closer?
Yeah, I mean, they have a great team, so at some point they're gonna make a run. Just the matter how we respond, and we responded by being who we are. And I think, like I said, I think we responded very well. And from on, I mean, to win a game, scoring 13 points in the fourth quarter, it's not easy. It was from defense and then going off from there.
It seemed like the team as a whole did better with getting deeper into the paint, and that kind of helped get Minnesota into rotation. The kickouts were there. You kind of led the charge in that. Was that a talking point over the last couple of days, and how much was that emphasized coming into tonight?
I think when we touch the paint, a lot of great things happen. Gets them in the blender, and we just gotta do that more. Obviously we talk about it. Gotta touch the paint no matter what. So that's what we're trying to do more, and I think we can still do a lot more than that.
Hey, Luka. You obviously played a lot of playoff games before you even got to the NBA. But now that you've had enough NBA playoff games under your belt, what have you sort of learned about when to stay calm and still versus when to really panic? Or not you ever panic, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, obviously not panic, but as me and Braun, leaders of the team, we got to keep the team together. Like I said, going into Minnesota is going to be a war. The fans are going to be cheering like crazy. So no matter what, we can't panic. We got to stay together, and that's on me and Braun to keep the team together.
Luka, you guys only had 15 assists as a team in game one, 23 tonight. You, LeBron, and AR each had 5 or more. What did you see in terms of just the ball movement, the playmaking, and just the way that you guys were organized offensively? JJ had mentioned that as a big thing.
Yeah, I think like when he asked me about the paint, when we touch the paint, it's a lot of openings, and like I said, we got to do that more. And I think we shared the ball great today, and we got to keep doing that.
And Luka, just keep doing this. Special player through and through with his performance tonight. He becomes just the second player in NBA history to average 30 points, 10 boards, and 5 assists through their first 2 playoff games of the franchise. The other, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Just to kind of follow up on that, you guys had 58 points in the first half, 36 in the second half. How much of that was just, you felt like the shot quality was good and missing open looks?
I don't know what our turnover total, I know we had at least one shot clock violation there in the fourth. And I don't know what our turnover total was in the second half, but I can think of 5 or 6 plays. Braun twice from 4 feet in the paint, Rui at the rim, LeBron from the corner, Doe with a couple great looks from the corner. Again, we're going to live with that process and live with that result. And I think it's fair to say we won the game with our defense tonight, but our offense had a lot to do with that. Not allowing them to get out in transition, and when they did, as AR did late in the game, taking the charge, we were able to stop them from scoring, or in some cases stop them from even getting a quick shot up, and then they had to run half-court offense. So I just think as much as it was the defense tonight, our offense actually helped quite a bit with some of the transition stuff. JJ, Rui got to your right. Rui got banged up. He has to put a mask on. At one point, he throws the mask off, keeps competing, gets fit for another mask, and he's battling on the block. He's going into the lane on offense. He's trying to get offensive rebounds. Just how do you think his effort typified the shift you guys wanted to see in physicality tonight? Yeah, he played like a warrior tonight. I'm sure that he's probably in the X-ray room right now. But he did a lot of really good things. I think when we watched the tape, there was a few plays that he made, just getting deflections and disrupting plays, leading to late shot clock possessions for them. Some plays at the rim, that don't show up in the box score, but he.
All right, let's get you to LeBron James' comments. James with 21, 11, and 7 assists tonight, and a huge steal and bucket late.
After game one, that sometimes it takes a game or half a game to kind of recognize what you're in a playoff series. When did you know tonight that the team was going to be having the requisite response?
We knew yesterday at practice. We had a tough practice yesterday, and we went at it yesterday, and one of the best practices we've had all year. So we kind of knew coming out of that what type of disposition we had to play with. We watched film before practice. It wasn't good. Game one was not good at all. So we're all competitors, and so that's what it took.
The offensive organization was something that JJ talked about a lot, quite a bit actually, coming out of game one, even yesterday. How would you rate how you guys performed in that area tonight?
We can still be better offensively. I thought at times we were very sharp, but at times, we weren't. And I think, we could do a better job on the offensive end, but we're going to continue to get better, continue to watch the film, see ways we can, kind of break down the defense and continue to get good looks. I thought we had some great looks tonight. I know a lot of my shots in the fourth quarter were great looks that just didn't go. And if we can continue to, get great looks like that, I think we believe in our percentages. So we got to continue to work the habits. We got to continue to work the habits, and continue to shoot the ball with confidence.
LeBron, they only had 6 fast break points today after having 25 in game one. What was the biggest difference there in terms of transition?
Just sprinting the hell back. Giving up fast break points, obviously sometimes it's nothing you can do about it. If a long rebound happens, you got 4 guys on the baseline, long rebound happens, they're able to sprint out and get it. But, most of the time with fast break points, it's about energy and effort. And I thought our attention to detail and our attention to the effort, that side of the floor was very in tune with that. Like I said, game one, giving up 25 fast break points on our home floor was not an ingredient for winning.
Hey, Bron, on Mind the Game pod, you talked about how you live for this time of the year, calling it a drug. Obviously, you always talk about how important it is to stay even-keeled. You've taken teams to the finals 10 times, won 4 championships. After going down by as much as 27 points in game one, what was your message to the guys?
I think you just said it. Just staying even-keeled. It doesn't matter if you lose by 100 or you lose by 1. I mean, they both hurt. You can't sleep. So it's about how you stay even keel and then how you make the adjustments going into game 2, or game 3, whatever the case may be. So, I thought, we looked at what we didn't do so well, which was a lot of things in game 1. We took that to heart. We hold each other accountable. We make the adjustments, and we had a better outing tonight. And now we need to be even better on Friday. Going into Minnesota. So that's what the playoffs is all about. But you got to be able to stay even keel no matter what's going on.
LeBron. JJ said he hasn't done it a lot this season, maybe about 5 times or so, but Minnesota cut it to 11. He called that timeout, and he was very upset. He said he wanted you all to tap into your sense of urgency. How much was that needed in that moment, and what did you think of the response?
I thought we responded, well, just from the timeout. We know JJ is going to spaz out from time to time. That's JJ, and so it's. At this point for us is, obviously we need to listen to the message and not the way how he's delivering it, and for me, it's, my high school coach my freshman year was kind of the same way. He would spaz out on us, and, you have to be able to understand about it's not how he's saying it, it's about what he's saying, and I thought we responded after that.
JJ said he's only cursed a few times this season, so I don't know what to tell you. Talk about the love and how you get excited and up for every playoff after all this time. Is there a point with the body, though, where it's just sort of you got to tell yourself, okay, we're doing this again?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think I've up there with them. I don't know if I'm 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever, like in most minutes in playoff history and the amount of games and the amount of playoff series. And I know I'm number 1 in minutes. I think there are 2 in regular season minutes or whatever. So, yeah, I mean, I'm 40 years old. I'm in year 22. I've been in the postseason well over half of my career. I listen to the body, but it's about taking care of what I can take care of, control of what I can control, and that's about getting sleep and, getting, the right food in me and, and keeping my mind sharp. Obviously, the body will do what the body do, but as long as the mind is in tune, and I believe that, you can take it even further. So I'm just trying to give my teammates what I got, offensively, but more importantly, defensively, going down there, helping rebounding, crashing, being physical, also using my mind to be able to call out a lot of things that teams are doing, so we can be, ahead of a lot of plays as well, so we're not surprised by a lot of things. So I'm just super, super happy and I don't take it for granted to just be able to play this game still. Like I said I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to do it. So just try to take advantage of every moment you get.
You've talked about how belief is so important when it comes to this kind of thing, and obviously you yourself can get that belief from many years of experience and proof that you can do it. How do you instill that belief in your teammates who have less experience than you do?
By going out there and showing it by example. I mean, it's easy to go out and just like talk about, hey, I've done this, well, this is what yeah, but you also have to go out and lead by example. Listen, and I'm one of the guys that if I'm gonna talk about it, I'm actually gonna do it as well. You know, I think that's a great way to be able to, you know, hold yourself accountable. You can't ask of your teammates or people that are going to battle with you or do these things or whatever the case, make sacrifices, all those things if you're not gonna do it. You know, and I think I've always kind of had that mentality, like whatever I ask of my guys, whatever I ask of my teammates, they can ask of me, and I'm gonna hold myself accountable anyways.
LeBron, on that note, on leadership, in the fourth quarter, you had a steal in what was a 9-point game. How much was that athleticism, being in the right place versus, you know, I need to make a play at this point?
Well, they had numbers. I don't remember what happened, you know, but I knew they had numbers, and I was crossing the floor, and I think Jaden McDaniels passed it to Ant at the time when he got it at half court. I think it was him. But I was coming across the floor, and I mean, obviously, finding most dangerous is Ant. So I was able to kind of sneak in through the rear view, through the right side, and you know, and was able to just kind of use my, I guess, athleticism and smarts or whatever the case may be, to kind of, you know, if I wasn't able to steal it, at least I could make him change directions, you know, and I was able to reach for the ball before he kind of, you know, seen me in the blind spot, and I was able to steal it and go coast to coast you know, it wasn't about the points. I think at that point it was about the momentum, you know, that type of steal, that type of, you know, play to be able to finish, you know, in that moment, because they could have cut it to 6 or 4-point play. They could cut it to, you know, to 5. So for us to push it back to a double-digit lead at that point with a little over 2 minutes, I think that was very key. Appreciate it, guys.